Ever feel like you're drowning in information and just wish you could, instantly grasp the important stuff, cut through the noise? That's what we do here on the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into a whole stack of sources about something powerful in the travel world: affinity groups. Our goal: to help you understand what they are, sure, but also like how to find them, work with them, unlock their potential, especially with the right partner. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, it's fascinating because the basic idea sounds so simple, right? An affinity group is just a group of people linked by a common interest or purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not just talking massive organizations here. It could be your family planning a reunion, friends who love, say, bird watching, a local book club, maybe even a professional group. That shared link, that's the core.
Exactly, that shared connection. And that's why this is so, so important for you listening, whether you're dreaming up your own big group trip or maybe thinking about a travel business. The sources we looked at call these groups the easiest sales multiplier. Easiest. That's a bold claim. What makes it easier compared to, say, finding individual clients?
Well, that's a great question. It really hits on why multiplier is the right word. It's not just about getting a bunch of names to your database at once, though that's obviously good. It's more about tapping into, you know, trust that's already there, shared excitement. Think about it. Selling to one person. Got to convince them from scratch, overcome all their individual worries. But a group, it comes with built-in social proof. If one person they trust says yes, it makes it way easier for others to jump in. You're basically leveraging relationships that already exist, so the whole sales thing goes smoother, faster. Plus, these groups often come back year after year, that steady income, right? And chances for add-ons, excursions, insurance, maybe extra hotel nights before or after, the whole potential just balloons.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So if they're this powerful multiplier, then the obvious next question is, how do you actually find them?
Yeah.
The sources talk about needing a hunter's mentality, keeping your antennas up. What does that actually look like day to day?
Right, it's definitely a mindset thing. You got to be proactive and smart about the tools. Google's still go-to, obviously. The modern yellow pages, basically. But lots of people just scratch the surface. For a real strategic hunt, tools like perplexity.ai are highly recommended in the materials we reviewed. You can get super specific, like instead of just Nonprofits Orlando, you could start there, then narrow it down. Nonprofits Orlando group travel. That helps you, as one source put it, fish where the fish are. Find groups already thinking about travel. Examples like the Virginia Opera or Richmond Symphony pop-up groups using travel for fundraising.
Yeah, I loved that story from one source about the person in the diner just chatting about an Alaska sweatshirt, and boom, a 22-person trip to Italy comes out of it. It makes you wonder, though, how do you have those fun, playful conversations about travel without sounding like you're immediately trying to sell something?
That's the art of it, isn't it? The always be hunting or ABH mindset isn't about being pushy. It's about being genuinely curious. Yes, you need to block out time, make a real effort, use your phone, use the internet, but it's also about just listening in everyday life. Yeah. That diner story, perfect example. Often the best leads come from organic chats, subtle hints. Your existing network, even loose connections, can be absolute gold mines if you're just paying attention.
Okay, so we're hunting, we're listening, but before we get into the nitty-gritty of specific group types, there's this other crucial piece: finding the right partner. This isn't something you necessarily have to puzzle out all alone, right?
Exactly. Trying to manage all the details for a group trip, different interests, complex logistics, contract, it can eat up so much time. A specialized partner, they just streamline everything. They've got the expertise, the connections. They're like your background crew, making sure it all runs smoothly. They just get group travel.
And the sources we looked at specifically mention a company like Indus Travels as a really strong example here. They call themselves your partner in personalized group travel, and they're highlighted as North America's leading expert for custom trips for any size group. Being able to tailor things to specific interests, different paces, that sounds exactly like what you'd need for these diverse affinity groups. All right, so with that partnership piece in mind, let's break down some key types of affinity groups. What makes them tick, and how can a partner help?
Okay, first up, active senior communities. We're talking potentially 20,000 or more across the U.S., big hubs in Florida, Arizona, California, Texas, the Carolinas, Nevada, Tennessee, even New Jersey and New York. And active is the key word. You need to check, are they just doing short day trips, or are they genuinely up for longer journeys, maybe even international stuff? They often have the time and frequently the money too.
Yeah, their why is really strong. Lots of them already have travel clubs set up. You're not starting cold. And like you said, many are retired, often affluent. They've got the time and the money. Big loyalty factor, too, once you earn their trust. It's a really promising area. I saw that example using AI, finding Heritage Point in New Jersey, which already organizes cruises and group trips. Shows they're out there and findable.
And for these groups, a partner who understands senior travel is key. Things like pacing, accessibility, specific interest, maybe history, maybe culture. A good partner crafts itineraries that balance activity and comfort, handles all the details, anticipates needs, makes it worry-free for the organizers and the travelers.
Okay, next category. Alumni groups. And this isn't just colleges, right? It includes corporate retiree groups, too. The numbers are just huge. Thousands of colleges, tens of thousands of high schools.
Oh, absolutely. A plethora of opportunity, as one source put it. These are classic sales multipliers. Think about it. New graduates every year mean a constantly renewing pool of potential travelers, high repeat potential. And many already have travel programs going. That Harvard example you mentioned earlier, Southern Africa Odyssey, Moroccan Discovery, they're actively promoting ambitious trips for 2025, 2026. These groups want unique, enriching trips, often mixing education with cultural exploration.
Right, that blend of learning and adventure. Seems like a perfect match for partners who specialize in those custom educational or student-focused tours, tapping into that shared background.
Then you've got corporate meeting and incentive style groups. So think annual conferences, sales incentive trips, maybe executive retreats. These can be high volume and huge reward. Often it's one big payment, maybe just one or two main contacts. Simplifies things a lot. And again, potential for repeat business with annual events.
That intensive thing applies here too. Like next time you're in a big hotel, just notice the signs in the lobby for different corporate groups meeting there. The sources mention Florida Power and Light doing incentive trips, the Miami Dolphins offering group travel packages. Even cruise lines like Celebrity have specific resources for corporate groups. Companies definitely use travel strategically.
Yeah, and for corporate clients, you need a partner who gets the business angle. It's about professional development, networking, maybe team building, mixed with cultural enrichment. They need someone to handle every single detail: flights, hotels, meeting spaces, tours, so the company can focus on their goals for the trip, not the travel logistics.
Another big one, nonprofit organizations. They're always looking for fresh fundraising ideas, right? Beyond the usual galas or golf tournaments, travel can be really appealing.
Definitely. And many nonprofits have a pretty affluent following. So you've got large and repeat group potential. Think charity cruises, destination tours focused on their cause. We saw examples like the American Cancer Society chapter or the ALS Association using these. How do they make money? A few ways. Sometimes it's a set deal with the travel partner, like getting points back from a cruise line that turn into cash. Or they might add a small amount, say $100 to the trip price, and that goes directly to the nonprofit. Or they use tour conductor credits, basically. The group leader gets a free spot if enough people sign up, which frees up funds. It's a win-win, really. You have this engaged, often well-off audience together, and the travel itself makes the fundraising feel special, not like just another ask.
And finding a partner who can craft trips that align with their mission, whether it's faith-based or focused on a specific interest while also understanding the fundraising mechanics, that seems crucial.
Absolutely. And finally, there's the come-along group, which is essentially you, the travel advisor leading your own group. You're the Pied Piper.
Ah, okay, so this is where you build your own following. Could be an almost guaranteed annual group if you do it right, building massive loyalty. Like having a grand opening for your travel expertise, right? Launching your first trip with people you already know. The tips make sense. Pick the right time, a destination people actually want. Maybe start smaller. A short cruise, an all-inclusive weekend to build confidence. Get a core group committed first. And crucially, offer something unique, some special value, so it's not just about the price tag. Maybe special access, an expert speaker, something related to a shared hobby.
Exactly. And for this come-along model, partner support is vital. Look for partners offering things like group leader, travel free. That's a huge incentive. And marketing help is key too. E-flyers, maybe a simple website for bookings, social media posts, even help with presentations. A good partner empowers you to make these trips happen successfully without drowning in logistics. Indices Travels, for instance, explicitly mentions this kind of marketing support and the group leader benefit.
Okay, so you found potential groups, you understand the types, but then comes qualifying. The sources stress this is critical. Just as important to say no as yes. Why is that so vital?
It really comes down to protecting your time and energy. Not every group is a good fit or ready. So you need to ask the right questions. Like, tell me about your past group trips. What they've done before tells you a lot about what they might do next. Why does your group love traveling together? This gets at their real motivation, their shared interests. How do you make your final decision? Choosing your next trip. Super important who's actually in charge. What's their process? Tell me about how you promote your group trips. Do they have a newsletter? A strong email list? How committed are they to filling the trip? And maybe something like, where in the world have you always dreamed of going? Sometimes a bucket list destination can really light a fire under them to promote it.
Makes sense. And what about warning signs? The red flags that might signal trouble ahead.
Yeah, the sources list some clear ones. Be conscious if the group has never traveled together before. Big jump. Or if they only do short bus trips or day trips, they might not be ready for a bigger commitment. A group leader who seems really enthusiastic but kind of all over the place, that can mean organizational headaches for you. Also, a leader who isn't genuinely passionate about travel themselves, that lack of enthusiasm can really hurt promotion efforts. And maybe the biggest red flag, if there's no clear idea of how they'll promote the trip or who they'll promote it to, could just be tire kickers, wasting your time.
Got it. So, assuming you've found a promising qualified group, you need a plan, right? Every good hunter has a plan. This isn't just luck.
Absolutely not. It needs structure. First, schedule time for it. Seriously, block it out. This isn't just a when I have time thing if you want results. Then, strategize your niche. What groups align with your interests, your connections, sports, food, beer, a cause you care about. Focus makes it easier. Leverage who you already know. Start with friends, family, colleagues, your existing network, and definitely create a hit list. Sounds intense, but it's just an organizational tool. A spreadsheet works fine. Columns for group name, category like nonprofit, alumni, main contact, phone, email, date last contacted, and notes. Keep track of everything. It helps you manage your leads and see progress.
And bringing it back to the partnership idea, having someone like Indus Travels in your corner, someone who explicitly says they're your partner in personalized group travel, that seems like it could make executing that plan much smoother. Knowing they handle things like flights, accommodations, customizing meals, travel protection, even that marketing support we talked about, that provides the backbone, doesn't it? Lets you focus on building the relationship with the group.
Wow, okay, so we really covered a lot of ground here. Understanding affinity groups, the sales multiplier effect, how to hunt them down, the different types, qualifying them, planning. It really comes down to leveraging those shared interests to create amazing shared experiences.
Yeah, and stepping back, the real value isn't just filling planes or hotel rooms. It's about facilitating connection, creating memories, building community through shared journeys. That idea that travel is better when shared, it really rings true here. You're helping make that happen.
Right. So here's your homework from this deep dive. Sometime in the next couple of weeks, just think, what are 3 potential affinity groups you already know? Could be anything, your church, your kids' sports team alumni, your old college club. Jot them down. And just let yourself dream a little about the kinds of incredible trips you could help them take. And then maybe think about how having a dedicated partner, one focused on personalized group travel like Indus Travels, could actually help turn those travel dreams into reality.